Well, I'm wondering why one is sinking and one is floating.
It's kind of quiet, to be honest, because there's no screaming toddler in the back seat.
Good morning. My hair is a mess today. We slept in big time. So that's okay though. Sometimes you need to sleep in. We were up until really late. I don't think we went to bed until like 4-ish. You know, when you don't get that much sleep to begin with, you don't exactly want to get up early. I am about to boil eggs for deviled eggs for tomorrow, and I need to make some sort of dessert. I haven't decided what we're gonna make. So my question is, what was here that they were trying to get up into? Because they usually bring the chair over when they want something. But this is my spice cabinet. Oh, maybe something here. I don't know. I've got to clean the kitchen. It is a disaster. I'm not even kidding. It's pretty bad. Matthew is actually finishing editing yesterday's video right now. This is Matthew in action. Look at the editing. You're probably not going to see some of this because he's editing it out. Oh, no, he is doing something. Before. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, last night we just didn't feel like cleaning the kitchen, so yeah, it happens. Some nights you just need to go to bed, and last night was some night, so time to work. Matthew? When you think of the contents of a cup, what would you expect to be in a cup?
I see hints of orange sneaking underneath your hand. Are those whole oranges? Okay. Why?
Floating in water. Well, I'm wondering why one is sinking and one is floating.
I don't know.
You know, I started cleaning and I was like, oh, let them watch, because then, you know, you can time lapse it and do fun stuff. And like the second thing I picked up was this. Let me guess. Luke?
Certainly.
Okay, back to work. So phase 1 is done. It's not much better. These are actually not ours. I need to put those in the front hallway, along with other stuff that's not ours. Now for the worst part of it, phase 2. We're weird. These cups, we always alternate them because we always give a pink one to Lauren and a purple one to Olivia. That way we know whose cup is whose. So you'll watch me anytime I put up dishes, I'll alternate the cups. Picked up on this side. I couldn't get everything into the dishwasher right now, so there's still some dishes, but I'm picking up all the just junk everywhere, and I have an Ipsy to open. I haven't done it yet.
So tomorrow is Easter, and Lisa is always the one to make deviled eggs. That's just kind of a family favorite, not just our family, but my parents and her mom as well. So Lisa, over the years, has discovered what seems to be about the perfect technique for getting the eggs boiled exactly right. In the past, we have used, a couple of different techniques for trying to time the eggs boiling, and invariably they always ended up overcooked. And we just really don't like the grayish green spots that get inside the eggs when they get cooked too long. You just can't get that bright yellow filling if your eggs are a little bit overcooked. So we're starting with the eggs in the pot, filling with water. Cold water. I don't know what to do from that point.
You don't know how to make deviled eggs?
I know in theory, but not in practice.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them maybe that much above the eggs, and then I'm going to put it on the stove to boil it. And then bring the water up to a boil, and as soon as it boils, you turn it off and put a lid on it and leave it on the stove that it was cooking on. And then you set a timer for 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, you get them out of that water and you get them in cold water to stop the cooking. And every single time they come out like sunshiny, beautiful yolks, no green.
Crayon yellow.
Perfection. Yumminess.
Doing it that way, waiting for the water to come up to boil and then cutting it off, it takes the variability of the stove itself out. In the past, we've tried different timing techniques from cutting them on and all that, and you couldn't get it consistent because sometimes it would heat up more or less. But since water is going to boil at basically the same temperature, when it starts boiling, it's at the temperature you know it needs to be. And then when you take the heat off, it's going to cool off at the same rate, mostly.
They just come out absolutely perfect every time. Now, shelling them, if you have a tip or a trick to get the shells off of them, I will be happy to receive it. Thank you.
We need to try the vinegar thing at some point. You're supposed to put, I'd have to look it up. I don't know, so don't do what I'm about to tell you. I think you're supposed to put like a half cup of vinegar or something in the water when you cook it, and that's supposed to soften the shell.
Well, do it then.
Okay, so we're going to do an experiment. We're going to do something we've never done before and see what happens. Okay, so Chef Google says, according to foodnetwork.com, in a recipe that looks, it's a recipe, you can't call this a recipe for boiling eggs, in a technique that looks suspiciously similar to the one that we're using to add 2 teaspoons of vinegar to the pot while it comes up to a boil. We're going to see what happens. It's also calling to put a pinch of salt in it. I don't see what that would do, given that the eggs are, shells. I don't know. We'll do it anyway, just because it says it. I tell you what the salt might do, is change the boiling point a little bit. That doesn't seem like this is enough to do anything either. But, you know what? Stranger things have happened. Okay, so yeah, 2 teaspoons of vinegar. I love white vinegar because we clean things with it and we cook with it. And there's just some part of me that's amused by pulling stuff out from underneath the sink and putting it in food.
Let's see.
Alright, the eye is off. It's boiling. You can just see the steam there. And 10-minute timer's running. So as soon as those are out, we'll dump them into a colander, run cold water over them, and shortly after that, we'll peel them.
I guess it stores them.
Alright, so now we're just going to dump them and chill them, basically. Since we're going to be peeling them, you don't really have to be gentle with the eggs. Get them cracked up a little bit, actually helps later on. So what you think? Didn't make a difference?
No. I mean, look.
Yeah. Taking a little bit of the egg off with it.
A little bit.
I just don't feel like 2 teaspoons. It said teaspoons. I looked at it twice. I don't feel like 2 teaspoons of vinegar in a pot that big of water is enough to do anything, especially not in that short a period of time.
Maybe it's homeopathic vinegar.
We won't go there.
I definitely will say that did not make any difference at all, even a little bit. I mean, it's just as much of a nightmare. I will tell you the one thing that I know has worked for me in the past. For Thanksgiving every year, I actually have a reminder set the first week of November to remind me to buy eggs, so by the end of the month, they're old enough to be able to peel easily. The older the egg is, the easier it is to peel. That is the method that has always worked for me. I need to set one for pretty much any holiday where I might be bringing deviled eggs. So Easter, Christmas, and
Thanksgiving.
Because this ain't happening. Because what's happening is it's like the little skin thing is sticking to the egg so bad you can't get it off. I hate it when you're doing it and it's just little piece, little piece, little piece.
I am Mommy's backseat vlogger, but right now we are on the way to the store and no one else is with us. Well, of course I'm not driving. It's kind of quiet, to be honest, because there's no screaming toddler in the backseat. We're just doing our weekly shopping, like just getting things around the house we need to make food. We just decided to let Luke take a nap and us go to make it easier, and Luke's been kind of grumpy today.
Do you want to be the official list holder? Okay. Cucumber. What color peppers do you like just to eat? 2 oranges and 2 reds. Here you go.
These are going to be delicious. Strawberry mixed berry.
Is that your favorite?
That's mixed berry.
This is the second time in a row that we've had a series of can't find it.
Strawberry.
See, this is why I bring you. You're awesome. I get to. We're gonna make a strawberry pie, hopefully, if we can find some strawberries. And we couldn't find strawberry jello. We're looking and looking and no strawberry jello. It's like, where are you? But little Miss Awesome over here found it. Phewie! Okay, we were in the store a lot longer than we had intended. I ran into some old friends from church that they're going to a different church now. And we sat and talked we stood and talked for probably at least 45 minutes, 30, 45, maybe an hour. I don't know, a long time. We got all the stuff we were going to get at the store and a fruit snack. I'm like, my blood sugar's getting low, so I need something. I have to get gas. I have like no gas right now. So I'm going to pick up some gas and then, which I haven't done in years. I don't get gas. Matthew always fills my car. It's just one of the things that he likes to do. And he's probably not going to be happy if I fill it, but I have 7 miles until I'm out of gas, so I think I ought to put some in. But I'm going to do that, and then we are going to go on to Food Lion and then home.
So we just stopped just to pick up gas. So we're going over to Food Lion to pick up some last few minute things. And I really hope there's strawberries, because we need them to make a strawberry pie. That's why we needed the jello to make the filling.
We are at Food Lion, so let's go in and see what we can get. I'm tired. I'm not sure how much I'm going to pull out the camera, but you never know. Sometimes I get inspired.
It was busy, so we didn't vlog much in there. The meats didn't look very good, right?
Yeah, so we didn't get any of the meats we needed. We've got to find a new place to get meats.
Is there like a meat place you can go and get meat?
I don't know.
Leave a comment down below if you know good places to get meat.
I'm a peeping Tom, filming the husband. He's doing the mopping of the house. This is kind of weird.
What would you do if I found something for the car?
Okay, so we need to get a new filter for the cat's water dish. I didn't know that. But Luke's sitting out on the steps saying that he's ready to go and he's waiting. Apparently he misses going. What are you doing?
So in a small way, I feel like I've had sort of a husband fail, because for the longest time, I have made sure that Lisa never has to pump gas in the car.
And this is by nothing that I've done. It's nothing that I've said, I don't think.
No,
it's
I just decided a long time ago, you're never going to have to pump gas again.
It's funny to me.
I've gone, to great lengths to make sure that's the case, and I messed up today.
Did I mind?
I didn't say you did. It's just personally for me. That's something that I wanted to take from you, and you never have to do again, But I guess every now and then, I'm going to make a mistake.
Totally didn't care at all. He gets in the car, he's like, oh, you had to get gas, didn't you? And I was like, and I survived. I'm okay. I don't mind getting gas.
I know you don't. I mind setting out to do something and then not doing it right.
This is like a personal conviction for him. He doesn't want me to pump gas. I don't know why. I don't mind. I don't care. It's just funny to me.
I do good.
You what?
I want to do that again.
Well, you want to go to Petco again?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's kind of cool. They don't actually have those filters in stock. We can get them online, but I'd kind of like to get one now. So maybe a different water bowl that has a more readily stocked filter would be a better option.
He says all that, but that's not the real problem. The real problem is the cat dismantles it every other day so that there's water everywhere. I'm thinking maybe this he wouldn't be able to take apart. I wish I could look at it. Sorry.
I think you can. There's no safety tab on it.
I just want to see what it looks like. I'm wondering if because it's just flowing down into the water and not trickling and dripping, if it make a lot less noise.
Maybe.
And the thing is, I'm seeing lots of this product type thing.
The filters for
Filters up there.
Okay. So there's a little bit of learning curve with Atlas's new water dish. I wouldn't expect there to be a learning curve with a water dish, but apparently there is. We put what we thought was the right amount of water in there, and then I plugged it in. I don't even know how I had. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do. So
It shot like all the way over to the chair.
yeah. Well, what you think, kitty? About like I expected. There's gonna be wet paw prints. Oh, seriously? You're drinking it off your hand?
I got something.
Yeah, he's got the water.
That's just not normal. Do you remember the times that he would stick his arms up in the old water dish and he'd be soaking wet up to his armpits?
Yep. The very first water dish that we got him was one of the big ones that has the jug on the top that fills into the bottom. It's kind of like the food dish that he has. And he discovered that if he bumped it, it would bubble. So he would reach his arms all the way in the back and, claw at the thing so the bubbles would come up.
He's sitting there.
I think that one's going back to the store. Lisa's over here next to me working on some of the food for lunch tomorrow. So if there's any extra noise, that's what's going on. So I think Atlas's water dish is probably not going to last around here too long. It's a little bit noisier in the old one, and I think he's just going to make a bigger mess with it. That was part of the problem we were trying to solve. I don't know. Hopefully Petco's got a pretty decent return policy. We'll have to wait and see. Well, today's shout out of the day goes to Chloe Rose. She says, I missed loads of vlogs. You're going to have to watch from here, I think. Happy Easter, guys. I'm going to bed with a headache. Light affects me loads and my phone makes it worse. We've got a fridge and a freezer separate. Thanks, Chloe. I'm sorry you had a headache. Light sensitivity and phones are definitely something that Lisa struggles with as well. As for doing the fridge and the freezer separate, gosh, I wish we had the room for that. It'd be nice to have a full-size freezer and a full-size fridge. Probably never going to happen, though. But yes, to all y'all, happy Easter. Christmas is important, but Easter celebrates the reason for the hope that we have. So today's question of the day is, what are your Easter traditions? How do you do things in your family? Well guys, we hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit that button. Thanks for joining us today. Good night.
Focus. Focus. Presto.